show called BEETLE. The artist is Varnam Narayanaswamy. And the show started on 2nd July and the show it will continue till 7th July 2022. And I'm going to share the experience what I had during these days of the show. For the inauguration, big celebrities had come, like so people who work with the environment, who's a director. Like one is to say Eminent director, Suresh Heblikar had come, and we invited him on, we just called him on Environmental Day, and he didn't say no, he said like I'll be there, because he started to connect himself with the childhood memories. That's what this exhibition about, how we connect them to our childhood memories and to the nature. So that's the thing. And eminent artist Krishna Setty sir had also been here, and police fraternity also was here. And every day, due to their how the police work, due to that many didn't make it happen on that day. But during these days, every day at least they made a point that we visit during their free hour. They made a time for this actually. Police one day it is there, all of a sudden they have different. One interesting thing was many people came seeing the newspaper article, and video blogs also they saw, and they came as well. And other thing is like the second day, the Saturday was the inauguration, the second day. I think you can pan the camera now, you can see how the kid and the father are saying, just do the thing. And what I'm showing here is, this is what happened like after the thing Saturday, and the Sunday was interesting, like senior citizens came. So they came with the grandkids, and they told like they wanted to show, tell the grandkids that they had how the childhood memories were, but grandkids didn't believe that, and as a proof that what he experienced, the grandfather telling, I didn't lie, see this beetle, this is the real beetle, this is how we played, this is how we used to keep in the matchbox, and we used to feed the jewel beetle. Then they understood what grandfather was telling was not a lie, it was not a myth, it is real. So that means what I'm trying to tell is how the gap has built and how we have a disconnect with the nature. So the whole painting, the Varnam Narayanaswamy has done the painting, more than 150 paintings on this subject, and 200 almost gathered together with all sketches and pencil sketches, and so 200 paintings are. And that we are going to have an exhibition in October, November in GKBK for a month. So for that, like we are preparing for that as well. So there it will be for a month. It will be for the students all over Karnataka, agricultural students or other students also can come and watch and in nature. And main thing, we have got a small souvenir, so which we are giving to all the visitors here. So what is that? Is like it's a message, a small message. Saying that like once they get, it's a fridge magnet basically, it's a fridge magnet. It's like people go like what you go to Singapore and they say what you got, a lousy magnet. And this is also a magnet, and there's a message it says, so connect childhood memories. So what I'm telling is like every day at least few times a day we go visit the kitchen. So when we visit, we have a fridge is an essential thing. We put a note there, we write all the food order numbers there or any other grocery store numbers. So every time they see that they connect, I want them to connect with the nature. And not only that, I want this family members to tell small incident or small childhood memories to share with the kids. And neighbors or any kid they come across, they have to share. And one thing is like psychologically, like people are now they're telling like kids are addicted to the gadgets. Here I want to say one thing, you don't have to just connect, connect is a wrong word. I want you to introduce to the nature, and nature will take care of them. One effort we have to put is for 6 weeks, introduce them to the nature, and after 6 weeks you see you don't have to give a phone number, they don't ask phone with you, any gadgets, and nature will take care of them. So that's what I want things to do. And make a attempt like these are the extinct, the endangered species is becoming actually. And as through this I want to tell one important, during this 7 years of journey of doing these paintings, the artist, we had a connect with, artist is my childhood friend also, that's how like he had a disconnect with the art, then I told him we had to get back. Once he got back, then he didn't have a theme to do. Then I said, you will find a theme, you will find a thing. Then once he happened to be with his hometown, village, so there in the field he happens to find one jewel beetle. Then he recollects, oh, 20 years back, 25 years back, I was connected with this, and now we got a lost in the touch. That's how that ignited him to inspire him to do the thing. During the days we didn't know what to do, how to do. He knew he started painting, but anatomy and his lifestyle, he told, I can draw, but I want to know really. During the childhood days, I didn't know where it came, how it came. I wanted to buy a few plants. Then we accidentally happened to meet one of the entomologists, so Kannada, what they call. And there the entomologist was a retired scientist, his name is Vasuki Belwadi. And we sat with him for hours together, and he just explained everything about the thing. And he was so inspired. And they have sent few samples of the collectives of the beetles here, so for the display. And that is very thankful for GKBK for that. And mainly that is like one interesting thing is like he told so much about things. I tell and I request, and my humble request to all the viewers to take your children to GKBK and introduce them to the nature. You can get so much of thing, and they'll love it. And they'll have one inspiration for each student to something or other thing to pick up from there and get connected to the nature. Not only that, and so by this, like this way we can just contribute our part of small thing. And one more thing, what he told was, in 10 years down the lane, 200 species will extinct. The thing is, 10 years down the lane, there will be 200 species extinct. Then he was telling this, corona is just a trailer. You can see the impact of that corona with such diseases, if 200 species, which is important to the nature and important to the human life, what happens? That's one thing. And more interestingly, this wood borer, what we call this jewel beetle, and it goes to hibernation, and from the larva from farm to next to come to the pupa. It can go to hibernation. Recorded time is 25 years, and longest recorded time is 51 years. Like you say, like those days, sages and munis will go to the tapas and they go for 20 years or something like that. This can go to 51 years, the record time. After that, it thinks, okay, I want to come back. The important thing is, like, interestingly, what happens is, many religions take this as a lucky mascot, like, in Tamil, it's called Hon'ble. This one is gold. So in Deepavali season, they keep this beetle in the house. They let it fly inside the house. That means the Lakshmi comes, the goddess Lakshmi comes. That's how during Deepavali it's connected to traditionally to the thing. So many cultures has got the same thing. And not only that, this jewel beetle is a very high expensive collector's thing, because that's why it's called jewel beetle. So they make a lot of jewelry out of this, and many shields those days are made inspired by this. And few in Mayan culture, Mayan ruins. So in South America, so Central and South America, what it is it's called Macaulay beetle. So once a particular breed of beetle, so they make it's a live, and they start diamonds and things on the thing. They make it as a brooch, and it goes live. You can just Google it, how beautiful this jewel beetles and beetle family itself. That color we can't get anywhere actually. That's how the thing is. So that's by telling all this, I want again to connect you people, to introduce your kid to the nature, share every day at least one childhood memories. So it's not necessary you have to be even a 5-year senior, you can share with a 1 or 2 year kid. That's all. Saying this, I really want to thank Satish from Art India blog. He promotes not only that, it's like an archive actually, which keeps daily news is something different, daily current affairs are different. But in making an archive, making an attempt, giving his time, energy for an art and dedicated the life and everyday affair for the art thing is very good, and we have to encourage such young bloggers like this, and not only that, and how he connects with, introduces many under one shelter. Like you go to his web video log and you can find many artists around. So that is like a Wikipedia. We just go there and get a lot of information of and updated current. You don't have to go what's happening in the city to get connected to the, what is the latest trend going in the art. When you just go into the vlog, we can just find lot of archival videos, which is very informative, very short and sweet, and few is elaborative because that gives information. So you can, any art students, any art lovers, you can just go there and just think. This is not a promotional video because really I had a one-on-one with Satish, and I knew what it is because nobody is making an art as an art standard to give information to the world. By saying thank you.